him whatever you want to call him. He's a great man. He's my partner. He's a second father. He's a great person. He's a shrewd businessman. And we can choose another person that's compatible with me to be in the sport of boxing. Great person.
What do you think of Spence Crawford? Two great fighters. You know both of them personally.
Yeah, and I seen you know, sometimes on I think it's ESPN, a couple of times you guys had seen me go out there and say certain things are false. When I tell you certain things are false, when I go out there and say, when I speak about certain things, please listen to me. I'm not just saying this. A lot of times a fighter may retweet something. Remember, I'm behind the scenes. So sometimes a fighter can retweet something, you know, just to get the people out of their seats or get the people going. And Errol Spence, hell of a fighter. Terrence Crawford, hell of a fighter. But I seen, if I'm not mistaken, someone threw a date out there or a month.
October 28th, they said in Vegas.
Not true. Not true.
October 29th.
Not true. Now, when it's true, y'all hear from me first, or y'all hear from Fight Hype.
Floyd, by the way, Justin Bieber's going through a rough time right now, health-wise. What would you wish him? He's a good kid. You know him personally.
Justin Bieber, me, myself, as well as the money team, you've been with us for so many years. You know, you was able to walk to that ring with TBE. We wish you nothing but the best. We love you. We care about you. And we only want the best for you. You will get better.
Floyd, when you say if we don't hear it from you, do you? Because I knew you showed some interest in wanting to sign Crawford. So are you saying until that happens, the fight won't be announced?
It's not that. You know, I don't. Like I said before, so many things that I can really talk about that I'm not going to talk about. Remember, just because the guy, and you know, I love ESPN, but the ESPN, just because they got boxing writers and they're paying these guys doesn't mean they're right. So when you see Fight Hype post, when you see a text message from me and you see I say this is not true, or there's no different from when Amir Khan was saying that oh yeah, me and Floyd just talked about doing an exhibition. That wasn't true. Amir Khan see me in Dubai. When Amir Khan see me in the lobby of the Armani Hotel, when he see me, he said, get on my video with me. I got on this video with him. He was recording our talk, say, hey, whatever. Next thing you know, he said, me and Mayweather talked about doing an exhibition, which is not true. A lot of times, remember this, and this is the reason why I do it. The reason why I give Fight Hype the story first is because of this. When nobody gave me a chance, and everybody was talking very, very disrespectful about me when I stood up to the plate to try to clean up the sport of boxing and said random blood and urine testing, not just for my opponent, but for me also. Now remember, it's so many fighters that have died and got hurt in the sport of boxing. Remember, the most important thing is your health. So these fighters should be able to have everything up here when their career is over. That's the great thing about my career. You know why they don't like me? Because I win. And sometimes I'm like, damn, well, we want to see him lose once, or we want to see something happen, because all he do is win. This is what God wanted. This is what God wanted. You know, so, and it's just like, they say, well, Floyd, how did you become the bad guy in the sport of boxing? How did you become the bad guy? Well, it wasn't that I became the bad guy. I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to take over my career. So once I took over my career to do the things that I wanted to do, to take the money and to promote myself, I put a little bit of money everywhere, because I was with a promoter who was just promoting me in one area. Who don't want to be their own boss? I want to be my own boss. And I talk about a lot of these guys, a lot of these fighters out here talking about, yeah, I got my own promotion, my own promotion company. How? You can't even advance a fighter $1 million. You can't advance a fighter $2 million. When you can advance a fighter $3 million and $4 million, then you could become a promoter. Until then, let us promote you.
And Floyd, I'm also just curious, in the future, training was something that we talked about fighters. Is that something we can look forward to as the trainer version?
I think that
Because we've seen it with Devin and Javante.
but a lot of times, I think honestly, it has something to do with me. Not to do with Pretty Boy Floyd, but Money Mayweather. You know, Money Mayweather. That's all the fighters want. I want to get paid. I want to get paid. I want to get paid. You go look at Pretty Boy Floyd. I really put in work before the money. The money came down the line. Now, but remember, and I know a lot of and you know I love heavyweights because when I was a kid, the heavyweights and I think the welterweights was they were the shit. Sorry, but we grown. The heavyweights and the welterweights, they were they were the shit. But when I came in, I put the heavyweights out of business. But then I brought crazy money to the small weight classes. This is what I did in the sport of boxing. So now it's so jacked up. All the fighters want, I just want to get paid. I just want to get paid. I just want to get paid. Before I got paid, I put in a lot of hard work. And that's what it's about. These guys wouldn't be getting the money that they're getting if it wasn't for me. I changed boxing totally. And we will continue to keep random and random blood testing and random urine testing. We have to. Let's clean the sport up. Let's be on the even playing field. Remember, Fight Hype treated me fair. They said, yeah, you're right. And then everybody, I see you guys. I was like, okay. So every now and then I go on my laptop and check it out. It was like, yeah, Mayweather fought Pacquiao when he was over the hill. Well, I'm older than Pacquiao. And then they say, oh, he fought De La Hoya when De La Hoya was over the hill. We both was in our 30s at the same time. Then they say, oh, he didn't fight Canelo at the right time. Well, I was almost 40. Canelo is the same age that Devin Haney is at right now. These are the things that these media and these people write about. When y'all write, y'all really got to know the sport. And I'll say this on record. Nobody knows more about boxing than Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd, last time you were in Japan, your son Karan walked you out with a song. He has new music coming out. Could we expect him to walk you out again? My children, I never pushed my boys to be fighters. Fighting is, most time when you're fighting, you come from poverty. Most time we fighting, we come from poverty. So, we got a chip on our shoulder. And yesterday when I was on that podium, not the first day, when the tears of joy, but we're gonna talk about the second day. A lot of those fighters was upset about me. Everybody had the chance to speak and say what they wanted to say. I just spoke the truth. Did I lie? So I just want to make sure. Did I lie yesterday? I'm not the highest paid fighter ever. You are?
Okay. So we got that right. I didn't do it. I didn't do the biggest gate ever.
Multiple.
Okay. So we got the 10 out of the 10 biggest pay-per-views, right? I don't have 6. I got the top 4 and I got 2 more.
Yeah.
Okay, 60%. Okay. So I didn't buy myself on my contract for $750,000. So in 3 fights I didn't make $750 million. All I did was tell the truth. I don't, you guys. Whenever you guys go to New York, when you guys want to go to my building, just let me know. This is what I do.
Well, can you tell us about One Vanderbilt a bit? I know that.
Oh man, I just had a meeting in One Vanderbilt the other day. So we putting a new project together, all throughout the U.S. It's all about giving back because the ultimate goal is I'm gonna build certain centers for the homeless, as well as the less fortunate, for jobs. Want to make sure they're able to get 3 meals a day. I'm gonna do that all throughout the U.S. I'm building certain centers, but first I must take care. We got this huge real estate projects that I'm building all throughout the U.S. and total what that will be bringing in is with me and my team is $300 million a month. So these are the things that I'll be working on. A lot of times, like I said before,
They was like, oh, Mayweather, all he do is he buy jewelry, he buy cars. That's what y'all believe. You know, like I said before, intelligent as well as smart.
Any of those centers here in Vegas planned yet?
Absolutely, because I heard that Vegas got, when I first, the day before yesterday, it was Tears of Joy. But when I was, remember this, on All Access and 24/7, we used to feed the homeless. We showed that part of Floyd Mayweather, but they never like to show that. They never like to talk about that. They just want to be negative because they mad that a kid that comes from poverty and comes from nothing was able to, use his mind and maneuver and make his way to the top. And they wanted to see me fail because I'm happy to speak out and talk about, you know what? It feels good to make a lot and to give back to my loved ones and put them in a position to be entrepreneurs. Because, but let me talk about when I went, when I was feeding the homeless in Vegas when I first seen it. So I was thinking that I was going to just hop in one of my cars, ride over there, and just go see the homeless and feed them. I didn't know it really was that bad. As soon as I seen it, I was like, oh shit. I started crying. I said, shit, this is bad. So, and then when I'm in, I got my house in Beverly Hills, we go bike riding. I also got different things that I own throughout LA. We like to go bike riding, so we went bike riding. We like to go bike riding downtown, and I seen a Skid Row. So when I seen Skid Row, I said, you know what? I'm gonna help give back to Vegas, LA, New York, Chicago, just all throughout the U.S. where we have extremely bad poverty. I will give back and build centers.
Hey Floyd, you mentioned a while ago that a documentary will be coming soon one day. Just any updates on that? Obviously, the fans will love to watch these intimate moments, especially in the Hall of Fame.
It's going to be really hard to do my documentary. I was like the first. So if you guys don't know, I've been filming my life behind the scenes from 1996 to right now. All behind the scenes from 1996 all the way to right now. I never knew that people was going to be able to do document. I just filmed it just to have for myself. So when you guys get a chance to see it, you guys are going to, I don't have no plans on putting it out, but I'm pretty sure.
We gotta see some of those 90s,
What you guys going to see is a lot of me boxing. Like, I done boxed everybody. Mm-hmm. I boxed everybody. And it's so crazy. Like, I had a lot of great days. I had a lot of bad days in the gym. But I tell them I never have bad paydays.
Dimitri Salita told me a story that one time a big heavyweight, a known heavyweight, challenged you. You told Leonard to go get your bag and you dropped him with a body shot.
In a boxing gym, it don't count. You can have good days, you can have bad days. A lot of times guys do good in the gym. They be happy. They feel like if you done good with Floyd Mayweather in the gym, oh, I want a world title. Well, you got to really look at this now. Slow down. You go home to an apartment. I go home to a palace. There's a difference.
Now, Floyd,
when you say your name, when they say these fighters' names, they say thousands and millions. When you say Money Mayweather, you say billions.
Kobe Bryant was very passionate about helping the homeless. Why are you passionate about that cause? You could do anything. You could help anybody. Why is it the homeless? Why that cause?
It's just my calling. It's just my calling to give back. Be able to stay in a place nice and warm, be able to take a shower, 3 meals a day. I'm gonna give back.
And so, Floyd, with the expositions that you have been actually doing throughout the
Exhibitions,
world.
I got you, baby.
Yes. So with those, how are you presenting them now and regarding for the future? Are you opening them up for others, entertainers, and other fighters?
Well, I spoke to Andre Ward. If you guys seen us talking on stage, at the International Boxing Hall of Fame, we was talking on stage. Andre Ward was talking to me, and it's crazy. Andre Ward said he didn't mind doing an exhibition against Jake Paul. Now, my guy right here, this is the guy that's behind the scenes that made the Conor McGregor fight happen. The Logan Paul, the first exhibition in Japan, this exhibition in Japan, the Don Moore. This is the guy right here that's behind the scenes that makes everything happen. This is the guy I'm always talking about. And he said somebody reached out to him. He don't really like to do interviews because he's behind the scenes. They reached out to you and said what? The Logan Paul kid.
Logan Paul won part two.
He won part 2. Now remember, this is the same guy that said he did get paid. So a lot of times, stop listening to all the bullshit that people, like I say, clout chasing. When you bring Floyd Mayweather name up, you stay relevant. I'm always the reaction. I'm not the action, I'm the reaction.
Floyd, will WrestleMania come in your backyard in a couple of years? Are you going to give Big Show that rematch?
Oh, WrestleMania coming? Ooh, I ain't seen wrestling in a long.